I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
The Madness Comic Network and comic-related madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant on YouTube.
Woo! Good morning. It is Tuesday. I've had some coffee. I don't think it was nearly enough. I think I need some more caffeination. Good morning, Lou, Woody. Good morning. Good morning. And Glenn Fleming, how are you? Thank you for joining us from the other side of the pond. For those of you who don't know, I went to Texoma Comic-Con over the weekend. I had a fabulous time. There's like nothing in Oklahoma except for that casino. Excuse me. There's nothing in the Durant, Oklahoma. There is stuff in Oklahoma. I don't want to insult the entire state of Oklahoma, but there's like nothing there except for this casino. So it was busy. It was like the thing to do, you know? And this was the second year. I was there last year. There was traffic, but it wasn't like, a ton. But this year the word is out. Like Texoma is the place to be. It was just a blast. There was a ton of great creators there. I was set up next to my good friend William Russell, his girlfriend Andrea, which we in the indie community are so confused how someone like William Russell can pull Andrea, who is beautiful and so nice. Just kidding, William. Don't come for me. But she's great. She's great. I was signing Psycho Cell books. I was signing Path of the Pale Rider books. I was signing things for Lacey Kruger. Ken Salinas was there. Chris Hayes, Dees Castillas, DJ Hall. So many. Chrissy was there next to me as well with her books. It's just such a great time. Met some new creators. I met this really talented young lady who does Western art. I don't know if I didn't bring it upstairs. She gave me a print. It was like, I forget what they're called, where you ink the design and then you put the paper on it. I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me what that is. Lou, you know what art things are. Some kind of print. I don't know. But it was numbered and it was gorgeous. And I got to hit her up for something on the next campaign because she fits our vibe. So anyway, just so you remember, Path of the Pale Rider issues 1 through 6. We're winding down. We got 3 days, people. If you haven't gotten it, it's the time. It's the time. I know there's people out there. I don't know what you're waiting for. Now's the time. We got to unlock that slice and dice. I have a bat saw planned. If we pick something that's smashable and also hot, saucy, we could make some new hot sauce. There's all sorts of good stuff on here. So remember the 5th of November and go check out Path of the Pale Rider 1 through 6. I don't know if we can get to 150. I mean, that's what, 38 more backers? We could, if y'all show up at the end, but we could technically unlock another poker card. And then we could technically, this is the one I'm gunning for you guys. The scratch and sniff stickers. I'm like, I think this will for sure happen. Not that. The slice and dice. We've been pretty consistent unlocking this one, which is great, but this is what I would really love to do. This 3-pack of scratch and sniff stickers. You can't tell me that you are not curious about what a zombie flesh scratch and sniff sticker smells like. We have beer and we have barbecue sauce scented ones too, just to round out. So I think that's doable. It just depends on how it all shakes down. And those last couple of days, as we know, is always crazy. And so things that are still left, we have there's always hot sauce. There's a ton of merch, swag bags, choose your own adventure books. You can still get a wooden cover. You can still get some of this original art by Gilbert Perez. These are all gorgeous. And so you can pick and choose there. You can create your own custom cover. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a ton of good stuff. You should definitely, if you haven't gone and kicked around, what's that? The print she gave you may be a transfer print. Which one? Oh, that's it. The transfer print. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a wood block or like a rubber. How do they do that? I don't know. Wooden transfer? So anyway, me with my limited art knowledge. So enough about me. Let me bring in my guest for the day. You have all seen him before, and I always love having this guy on the show. His journey has been super fun to watch. And if you all aren't familiar with Sean Wood, here he is, the man of the hour. Sean Wood, Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you? Remind me where you are. You're on the East Coast, right?
Yep, I'm in Virginia, and you might
Yeah.
hear planes in the background because I'm near the Air Force Base, and I just heard it
Oh.
twice while you were talking. So hopefully there's
we,
not too
prob-
many of those today.
we probably won't. We probably won't hear it. Good morning, John Westhoff. How are you?
Okay.
Is it still pretty cold where you are? Is it warm yet?
Yep, we just had the most snow in my entire lifetime last week. Last Wednesday, the day after I went live, we got 12 inches of snow,
Mm.
and we had to shut down for like a day and a half, and it
Oh my
was
gosh. 12 inches of snow anywhere is a big deal. But some of the places like Colorado, Michigan, where I'm from, it's like you get it, you wait for it all to come down, and then they just like, Sean is a mountain mama? Please explain yourself, John. I don't know what that means. Do you live in
I'm
the
the
mountains?
no.
No.
There is plenty of mountains in Virginia, and that's like the beautiful part of it. I'm on like the beach side, so I'm near
Gotcha.
the end, which is still nice too. But I've been here my entire life, so I don't know anything different. I'm near Williamsburg. Everybody knows Williamsburg and Virginia
Gotcha.
Beach. I'm in that area.
Virginia Beach. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It was 71 degrees here yesterday,
Wow,
which was fabulous.
that's weird.
I think we're past we usually get like 1 week of winter
Oh,
and then we're done.
nice.
And so I think we're past winter. Although we are supposed to get a pretty nasty storm next week, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be snow. It could just be tornadoes and hail and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's weird too, right here, because like I said, we had 12 inches of snow last week, so we were like in the close to 0 degrees, 20 degrees, something like that. And today
Ew.
the high is 65.
Yep. See,
So
this
it's
is
like, what?
yes, I love that. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, it can all melt and go away. That would be great. Because up north, it's like once it snows, it's
it just
just
stays.
there
Yeah.
for months. And you're like, this snow is so dirty and disgusting. Black
Yep.
snow, it's just dirty snow. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I don't miss it. People are like, you going to Michigan for Christmas? No. Like, absolutely not. Like, you can come and see me at Christmas. I'll go see you for the 4th of July.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
Perfect.
When it's 106 here in Texas, I'll go to
Right.
Michigan.
Yep.
So how have you been? You've been busy.
Yeah.
There was The Fog Within, of course.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then I know you're onto a new project, so we'll talk about that. But Fog Within, where is that one right now? Are we
Yeah, so
done?
that's 1 through 3 so far, and I was planning on doing number 4 before this Recon, so that I had new readers for the trade to be the third thing this year. But it just didn't work out art wise, and I didn't want to lose half the year. So
Yeah.
we start. It's crazy. Recon started. I wrote it in September, right after I finished with the campaign of 3 of The Fog Within, and then I found my artist in October. He drew everything in November and
Oh,
did some colors. And then now he's finishing the colors now. And so I've got art for The Fog Within as well, coming in at the same time. I'm working on like 3 different anthologies at the same time. So like every day I've got some kind of process coming through, and it's insane. I wouldn't, I don't want anything else. I want just
right.
art in my life. No other work. That other thing doesn't happen. The thing that
Right.
leaves me full time, we won't worry about that. Let's worry about all the art I get.
I feel you though. It's like I have respect for people like John Westhoff who runs like 5 different projects and just rotates through them. And I don't know how people do it. No,
Yeah, it's crazy.
fake spring and then 1 more week of winter. Dang it. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's done. Hey, Corissa. Speaking of, like, you and Corissa just started her second title. You just started your second title. But I feel you, it's like anthology, and then you have 2. I think I'm gonna stick to Path. I don't think I have the bandwidth to do more than 1.
Yeah.
I'm proud of all you guys that do more than 1. But
Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, it is crazy. Like when I first started, I only had the mindset of The Fog Within. I wasn't going to do anything else. But then when I was live with number 3, another creator, we just had a conversation, was just like, you have to do something else now, right? You have to bring in a new audience and do something else. I was like, I don't know what I would do. And then I came up with this like a week later, and it's just been rolling since then. And it's weird too, because it is my first con on Saturday, and I'm promoting 2 different books. So it's very strange because I'm just used to just always saying the same thing over and over again about The Fog Within. And now I'm like, take a breath. And now here's the other one as well. It's live, and you should go look at it. Yeah.
You got to change your whole approach. How was the con? Which one were you at?
So it's a local con. So it's a 1 day. It's called Hampton Comic Con. It's like 10 minutes from my house. But there was a couple big names there, just a few. And I mean, I made out like a bandit, I think, for my first con. And I was worried about it being canceled because of the snow.
I was wondering about that. You're like, we got 12 inches of snow.
Yep, it was still there, but the roads were cleared by that point. But if it was a day earlier, it would have been canceled because it still wasn't clear the next day. So, what's up?
Like, how do you drag? So I use a wagon to drag all my stuff. That would suck to have to do that through the snow.
So I had a dolly, and it worked out. But there were times I didn't have it like strapped into the dolly. So there were definitely like ice patches for like ramps and stuff that I was worried that my entire thing was going to fall over and everything would be wet. So I'd be selling comics.
That would be terrible. At least, I mean, they're bagged and boarded, but still, it's like you run the risk of things getting destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But overall went nice. Did you, it's like when you get there and you first have an idea of how you're going to pitch, and then by the end of the con, it's something different or evolved, or what was that like?
So I had like a soft launch, I would say, for a library a couple months ago, because I was saying my whole like elevator pitch at the library at first. And then as I'm saying like these 2 sentences, people are just slowly drifting away from
and you're like, I'm not
understanding what I'm saying. So I ended up saying Mad Max kind of universe with powers. And that's just enough, words to people know what Mad Max is and think that. And then like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then they linger and stay around. And as long as they're at the table, I just kept on talking until they either bought something or signed up for the email or just So,
that's my way too. That's exactly how I handle it, where I'm like, I give them like a nugget, like kind of like what you did. Do you like this and this? Mine is like, do you like Book of Eli Walking Dead with Cocaine Bear? Fallout. I give them, and they're like Cocaine Bear, and I'm like, yeah. So let me tell. And then you give them like the slightly longer pitch, and if they're still standing there, then you just start going into the story and handing them things like, here, look at this.
And it's funny too, because I have 3 posters. It's my 3 first covers I did for #1, and I'm never going to do that again because posters are terrible.
I agree.
Like shipping, they're the worst. But I have those, so I have them on the table spread out. And those 3 posters, I can tell the whole story, like all the characters. I have one that's like the villain poster, I have the rebel poster, and I have the hunter poster. So I just like point to all of those and explain, a little bit more, like a paragraph or so of everything about the book. So it works out nicely for the cons, at least. So I won't sell any probably, but at least it's a tool to use anyways.
That's smart. I usually put mine across like the front of my table. I use magnets and attach them to the tablecloth, and I forget that they're there. So I always forget to try and sell them. So I think I've sold, I've had them for so long. Like, I think I got them from issue 2. And so at this point, like, we don't have art for 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of silly, but it's like, I think I give them away. Like, oh, you bought a full set of books, you get one for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that actually, just to get rid of them.
They feel like they're getting something big, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh. So I don't know. I just cart them around everywhere, and it's like, God, I hate these.
Yeah, same. I think I sold 2 for the first one, and those 2 were like the biggest pain in my butt to try to ship properly because it has to be at a whole nother thing because it's too big for the Gemini mailers.
Oh, you were selling them on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, for the first Kickstarter because I didn't know like what to sell and how to sell anything at that point. I was like, posters are awesome. At first, in our group on Facebook, I did say, like, when I first started, I was like, hey, well, how do people feel about bigger posters that are folded? And everybody screamed at me, like, never fold them, never. I was like, okay. So I went for a smaller one, but it was still too big for the Geminis. So
you have to get tubes.
Yeah.
You have to send it in a tube and roll it up. And they're a pain in the butt.
I didn't do the tubes, but I did do like it was like a bigger, thicker, flatter piece to ship out, and I attached it with the Gemini, and it was not worth it.
God.
Cost more money to ship, and
never again. I know. I don't offer mine. Let's just take them to cons.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty. Oh, you want a bear? Okay, here's a bear.
Yep.
I should get the yellow one. Those would probably sell, but really not much else. Yeah. Good morning, Gray Wolf. Good morning. So, are you planning to do more Comic-Cons, you think? Soon or later?
It's slowly spread out. I want to get to Baltimore and Heroes Con, honestly, but they cost a lot more money than these local cons.
Yeah.
So I need to have more merch and more books to sell, I think, first to make it worth my while.
I'm sorry. I'm pushing all the buttons.
Yeah.
It's like had a Karen moment. Sorry. I was trying to, it did the thing. I was switched over to that tab and it was like, there's no sound. And I was like, that's terrible.
Oh no.
And I was like, let me remove it. And then I added it to screen. True story.
Yeah.
So Baltimore, I hear, what's the one in Baltimore? That's the big one.
Yeah, it's Baltimore Comic-Con.
Is it just Baltimore Comic-Con?
Yeah, that's the big one. All the indies are there. I was there not last year, but the year before that when I was live with my first one. And I had like a little flyer with the QR code on my backpack, just like walking around, hoping people would scan it. And actually, I got a couple
scans. Did it work? Yeah, that's awesome.
Actually, I met a couple of people, and they've been backing since the first one. Just a few, though. But, I mean, a few is more than none. And I saw a bunch of guys I've talked to forever online that I finally got to meet and take pictures with and stuff because everybody's there. But, yeah, I can't afford it right now. I got to make it worth my while. I got to be in the green. I can't be in the red for a con.
I know. I'm in the same spot. Hey, Josh, nice to see you, man. I just met Josh at Texoma. So nice to see you.
Yeah, Dragon Con is definitely worth a while too.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I do want to go there, but I looked it up. It's pricey.
I mean,
Heroes Con is too. I mean, all three of those are really big indie scenes. But I got
C2E2, California, New York. The big one like we have Dallas Fan Expo. Those tables are $650.
Yeah, it's crazy. Is that a 3-day?
I think it's a 2-day. I think it's Saturday and Sunday, but it's the most foot traffic you're going to get in this area.
Yeah.
I heard that Big Texas, that one's in San Antonio, is really, really good as well. But that's unfortunate. It's like a 4-hour hike for me. So I'm going to be crashing at Gilbert's house. I'm like, hi, I'm here on the weekend. You got a couch? Perfect.
Nice.
He's married. It's fine. I'm friends with his wife. So so someday maybe I'll get there too. But cons is like, it's a whole strategy, like where to go. And I am terrible I'm really good at planning podcasts in advance. I'm terrible at planning Comic-Cons in advance because you have to like book that table like the year before.
Yeah. And it's crazy too. Like I'll look like way in advance and it's not available. And then the next time I look like 2 weeks later, they're already sold out. And what the heck? It's like, how do I find out ahead of time when you're gonna go live with this stuff?
Yeah, or it goes live and it's like you're dealing with whatever's going on in your life and you get there and it's just like, oh, we're sold out. It's like you could be on a waiting list forever.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard. So it's just that fun game of where do I go? You know, how much can I dish out? Because again, it's like you have to pay for your table in advance to secure your spot. And so like I paid for Texoma in September of last year.
Yeah.
So you're floating that money the whole time. And you're still trying to make comics and print things and ship things and pay artists and
and all the cons that you want to do, you're paying for all those well in advance. So like I've got Tidewater Comic-Con is the big one around here. Scott Snyder was actually there last year, which was cool.
Hey, George.
So yeah, that one's the big one around here. I've paid for that in December and that's in June. And then I'm paying for Fredericksburg Comic-Con will be my last one for the year, I think. One of my friends, Charlie McElvey, he's huge in the indie scene. He told me I should come because that's his local con.
Cool.
And I couldn't say no to that. He was actually at the Hampton one too. It was really cool seeing him. So yeah.
I think that's one of the best parts of going to Comic Cons is that you get to hang out with other indie and like build community and
Oh yeah.
It's just fun to see the people. Like a lot of times you're just seeing them on the internet. Like you see them on Facebook, you might be on a podcast together, collaborating, artists, whatever. But it's still like when you see them in person, it's just such a better experience. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then I met some new people. Did you connect with anybody this weekend? Any new artists?
I mean, there was a couple, but it wasn't a whole lot of comic guys. It was more like arts and crafts type stuff and like
Gotcha.
Legos and stuff. So I met some people that are local that like there was a photographer there that was across the way and he wanted to talk to me and, connect in that way, but not comic wise. Yeah. It was mainly everybody that I've known, which is cool though.
I mean, it's sometimes that's like thinking outside the box. Like you have a sculpted item on your Kickstarter right now, and that's not typical. You know what I mean? So stuff like that can still turn into something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right? For sure.
Speaking of Kickstarter, your campaign is up and bumping right now. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for everybody. But this is a new project for you. So I got questions about your journey. I got questions about all sorts of stuff. So I'll just start at the beginning. Cool. So what made you think of this story? I know you said that someone told you had to do something different.
Right.
And you were like, what do I do? But where did this all come from?
So I've done Scott Snyder's class in the past, his writing class. And he always talks about the best stories come from your fears, whether they're present fears or past fears. And that's the way to build your best stories. So this one came from my daughter. So she's 4. She's actually the one in the book. And it comes from my fear of her growing up in this crazy world that we're in now. And it's even crazier than it was when I wrote it in September. And how I want to protect her as a father. And how could I build a story around that fear? So why not robots versus zombies protecting her? So
I like it. I like it. I dig it. And, I like zombies.
Oh yeah. So with the robot, it's really me as the protector and my son's quirky personality. It's kind of like WALL-E versus zombies, basically. So
that's cool. Yeah. Can you hear me now? What's this about? Joe. Joe's in the background. He needs attention. Hello, Joe.
What's up, Joe?
What you didn't like this one? No? I don't know. Who knows? I would love to play your video.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that for everybody here.
And the volume is very loud.
Work. I love that music.
I use it every time too. It's free and it works for all the trailers I've done so far. So I don't have to look for a new song. And everybody loves the song too. Everybody's always bumping to it.
That's hilarious. I didn't realize it was the same music.
Yep. 4 campaigns.
Yeah, enough time has gone by where we forget. We're like, oh, this song's great. You're like, yep, sure is.
Yep.
That makes it. And it's just the video is a good length. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about on this show was that last week, Friday, there's a show on Fridays that sometimes will run called, what's it called? The Wheel of Destiny. It's Action Line Comics.
Yeah.
Matt Campbell, and I don't know his real name, but he goes by Smurf.
Right. Yeah, all I know is Smurf too.
Smurf, right. Okay. Yeah, and it's an interesting show. They everybody can put their live Kickstarters up there. They spin the wheel of destiny and they pick 3 and then they go through the campaigns and they kind of give some critique. which I think is super helpful for everybody, because when you start in your journey doing a Kickstarter, you have no idea what you're doing.
No.
I didn't. I'm kind of happy like I didn't find them until I was a little more established. Because if I put my beginning one, he would have been like, "Who is this? Go home." Like, but you were on there last week and you won.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And I actually got invited to be co-host that day because Smurf's Power went out. So it was just interesting to go in and look at the campaigns, and you could see the difference in growth between the 3 campaigns. And yours was, of course, the furthest along. But they always watch the video. They always talk about, the video and how important it is. But it's like, I find that the video is probably one of the hardest things for people to do right.
Right.
I still don't think I still don't think, I mean, like I change mine up so often to try and figure it out, but it's hard to do, to get all the information that you need in one video in 1 minute, have it be entertaining, show art, show the creator, show all this, and it's still like get to the damn point so that way people actually scroll down and look at the information. So that was one of the things that I noticed about your campaign, is that your video does a great job of doing that. And it's like, how many minutes is this again?
Should be
52 seconds.
Yeah. Yes, I always try to do it under 1 minute. The only thing that I haven't done yet that they always suggest is putting my face on the screen.
Yeah.
Talking about it. I am not the most excited person in the world. Like, I'm excited about all my campaigns and everything, but I don't have that just like buy my campaign, you're gonna love it. I just don't have that in me a lot of times. So I haven't done that yet, because I feel like I would deter people. They'd be like, "Oh, he's boring. I don't want this now."
It's such a weird thing, and it feels weird to talk, because I've done them where I talk. I've done ones where I exclusively talk. I've done ones where I just talk for a minute. And it always feels like I don't know. I always feel like I'm being sincere, but I'm afraid that they're going to take me as insincere.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
So I don't know. It's just one of those things that videos will always haunt us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy too how many people either they have to watch the video or they just skip the video altogether and then just look at the campaign. I think I've only had like less than 30 people view the video right now, which is crazy. But I mean, it adds that next level though. If you have the video, it's something that some people have to have if they're gonna back. So I'm all for every step of the way, every process.
I only have 55 views on my video, and I'm almost all the way through campaign.
Yeah.
So again, it's just like, to do videos. I mean, they matter and they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then out of those 55 views, my playthrough is okay. I'd say 63%. That's actually pretty high, but the number of views is low. So it's like, again, it just Kickstarter semantics. Where do you spend most of your time?
I mean, definitely the story, the whole story, the blank slate. That's where I'd spend all the time for sure. I mean, and I do the video, and it takes a couple hours, so I don't do anything crazy with it, but I make sure that I have like transitions and the music and everything. Yeah.
I will just keep moving on. So one of the things that I really liked, and we talked about when we were on Action Line Comics, is this part right here. So I feel like comics being such a visual medium, it's words and pictures, that you did a really nice job of putting in words and then a picture and then a different size of words and then a break and then more words and then a picture. You know what I mean? It breaks up the monotony of like words, because people they're scrolling.
Exactly. Yep. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, keep the attention.
Right. So I think this was genius.
Thank you.
And that it leads right into your covers. So these are great. Tell me about your covers, man. Are they the same? Is it this? No, they're different artists.
Yep, all 3 artists. So Dave Schwartz, the first cover, he is the colorist and the penciler inker of the book. So he had the first cover, and I think that I love that cover. It just shows the playfulness of it.
Yeah.
with zombies. So you still have like blood and gore with the zombie part, but it's not like over the top, like disgusting type zombie. This is more of a, there is horror and there is scary parts of it, but it's more quirky zombie, which you don't always see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell us her name from the jump, or?
So she goes by the little one for the most part in the book.
The little one. Okay.
Recon, he was saying that in the dialogue when I was writing it. It just felt natural for him to keep on calling her the little one. And she's very quiet at first because she's alone and she doesn't trust anything or anyone because she's by herself with the bunny. And so he just calls her the little one. And so that's how I got the title. Was I already wrote the dialogue for the book and then I came up with the title of the little one. Yeah.
Does the bunny have a name?
It does have a name in the book. I was going to give it my daughter's name, but it's just the baby. It's her baby in real life. So I didn't call it baby. But yeah, there is a name for the bunny.
Keep your secrets. Fine. Okay. I was like, let me ask more questions. All right. So how the heck is she the only person left? How is she surviving by herself?
Or is she the only one left?
Oh, twist.
So, that's where we're at right now anyways.
Yeah.
Wanted to add a little mystery.
Right.
I've done mystery in The Fog Within, and I love a good mystery, twists and turns and the oh crap moments. That's why I love comics. The turn page or the page turn, excuse me. That is my favorite part about comics, when you turn that page and it's just like, oh snap, how did that happen, or why, so
interesting. Yeah. All right, what's this cover?
Yeah, so this one explains a little bit more with the zombie part of it. So my zombies aren't normal, just like yours aren't normal.
Yeah,
they only a little spin, because just people saying brains coming at you gets boring after a while. So
well, it's been done.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There's a couple of things out there that is pretty popular that they can do that. But my zombies, they come from bioengineered food. So the idea is food is scarce, and scientists over bioengineer the food, and then this vine-like, earth-like infection comes from within, and they're bringing everything back to the earth. So they're not really trying to feed on your brain; they're trying to put you back to earth, and we don't belong here now, basically. So it's that weird infection, because a lot of times too, zombie books, they don't explain where it came from. They're just like, here's zombies, the end. Now let's go after and be scared. So I wanted to explain something with it, and the first page kind of explains a little bit, and then after the first page we just go full force into the action and the story of this robot and this girl. Cool. And so that kind of
out of the way, like right in the beginning, are like, here's the zombies, here's what it is. Now it's moving on. Now we're into the good stuff. Yeah, exactly. And then there's me, that's the opposite, where I'm like, you're gonna have to stick around until you find out. By the way, your take on zombieism is a conspiracy theory in my world, so we could have a crossover.
Nice.
Yeah, people are like, it's GMOs. You're like. That's hilarious. So that's why I was giggling. I was like, yup. That sounds like it could exist in my world too. But it's like, what do I want to say? It was like The Happening mixed with 28 Days Later, where it's like, it's super contagious, but it's like plants, trying to return everything back to that nature state. So we're screwed.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Can people be immune to this?
Maybe she is. Maybe. More questions. You ask questions, then I ask questions back.
You weren't prepared for me today. I was like, I want to know all the zombie in and outs. So when they catch you, are they trying to infect you? Are they eating you? Are they just holding on to you and like plants take over? Like, how does the infection happen?
Yeah, so they're trying to infect you into the same thing. So they're not really trying to chow down on you. They want you to be a part of their mindset.
Like, okay, like the Borg. They just want to assimilate you. Is it like I'm totally nerding out over zombies here, guys. Is it like Last of Us where they just hold on to you and infect you with like spores and
yeah.
Okay, I was like, how does it happen? Do they sit on you? Do they bite you? Do they light you on fire? Just kidding.
Right.
Is it the vines that kind of do it?
Yeah. So that's where like the intricate vines on this cover, because I didn't really have that in the covers. I didn't have like space for it to really show. As you can see, like the leaves like growing out of the zombies in that one, and you can see it the same thing with the third cover. But I really wanted to showcase how the zombies are and how it's different in that particular cover.
He looks mean. And where are his lips?
Yeah. They're gone. They fell off.
My lips. And then this is one of my favorites because this is just such an action packed. This takes your eye through everything, and I think you have hidden Easter eggs in here. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, and this tells you everything about the book without even saying anything. It's a robot protecting a girl that's sad against zombies, and they're everywhere. So that's actually sort of from a scene from the book. This later in the book. So yeah,
and it's just an iconic like zombies breaking down the door.
Oh yeah,
scare the little girl. He has an anarchy symbol on his chest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there is a reason behind that. At first, when me and Dave were talking about it, we really wanted to put something with an A on it, just in general for my son, for Ashton.
Okay.
And then after that, there actually is a part of the story of why not all the robots have anarchy symbols on them. There are a few that do, and I sort of started to explain that later in the book, and that might bring me to a bigger story for another one shot in this universe for another issue. So
I'm sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Lou says, I don't believe zombies have the ability to be selective on body parts. They might. Oh, great question. Do we have the possibility of a zombot?
So I won't say no, but I haven't written that specifically. I have thought about it.
That'd be interesting.
But I haven't.
I'm sorry. I have 1,000 questions still. So because I've been watching your project and I've been talking about your project, but it's like now I have you to myself, and then I can ask you all the things. So is this robot different than the other ones?
So Recon bots are one of the set of bots that are going to be in this universe. Okay. So Recon is one of many Recon bots.
Okay, Recon bots. But this one's specific.
Yes. So not all of them have the anarchy symbol. There will be other bots in general that will also have the anarchy symbol too. So I was kind of thinking of it as like a military tier, like where they are, like what's their function and that kind of thing. Because these bots were built to protect humans. Basically, the premise is, with the food being scarce, people turn into zombies. There's more zombies than humans at this point. Right. And humans needed someone to fight their war against these zombies and protect them. And all these robots were built for different purposes. Just like in the military, you'd have different, like, snipers, and that kind of thing, different levels, Air Force, that kind of thing. And Recon bots are one of those bots, and their main purpose is protection versus being the over, like, built kind of mech kind of type bots, I guess. Gotcha. So when we come into this story, that first page, he's just resting away because he has no purpose, because all the humans are gone. And then the last panel or two, you see a scream, and he wakes up and he goes straight into action because now he has a purpose. He hears a human, and he's excited to have a purpose again to protect someone.
I have more questions about the robots. So are they sentient, or are they just like mass programmed for a function?
They are not supposed to be sentient. More mystery. I'm answering, but I'm not answering.
That's right, because I was dancing around like, why is this one protecting this girl? Is it just because he's the only one that woke up or like did the robots? I mean, like once they don't have a purpose, do they find a new purpose, or do they fight with each other? Like, There's a bunch of different reasons why we could be here at this moment. So I was just, wanted to know
did
more.
the robots give up on protecting the humans, and that's why the humans withered away, because the robots thought they were better than the humans.
That's what I was like. Did they look at the humans and like, you're not worth protecting?
Right.
So because
That is
knowing
a
us,
question I answer. I do answer all these questions that you're asking.
see, this is why I'm asking them, because it's like, now I need to know.
Yep.
And if I have 5,000 questions, so does everybody else. They just haven't thought of them all yet.
Right.
Back to this cover. This picture on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
This was obviously a conscious choice to put this on the cover. Do I even bother asking? You're going to be like, read the story.
So it's not a huge Easter egg. At some point we're in a mall, and this is the manager's office.
It's
so
of the month.
It's nothing crazy.
Darn, I was like,
a fun little thing to add in general.
Family member.
No,
it's like secret purpose. It's like, Laurie, stop looking too far. You're reading too far into it. Anyway,
there are Easter eggs in the book though, but that's not really that big of an Easter egg. It was just it's in the office, and it was just kind of a thing to add to the whole cover. Yeah,
you're mean. You're like, here's something that means nothing, Laurie. You figure it out.
And I did want to say too, with the covers, I did want to showcase that he does have not necessarily powers, but he has different abilities. So he has like the whole stilt man kind of arms that extend there, and the second cover, he's got like a little flamethrower going from his arm. And I have the same thing on the first cover. It's the stilt man type of attack. But I wanted to show a couple of things that he can do, because I'm not really showing that in the pages in the Kickstarter, but it is in the book itself. So
thank you for mentioning that, because it just glossed right over it. I don't robots. They're cool.
You can do anything with a robot.
It's true.
Crazy.
Go gadget arms.
Yeah, exactly.
But here you get a look of some interior pages. These are gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blue. I'm super interested how the color is going to change in the story depending on what's going on.
Yeah, because there is a couple days worth of time in this issue. So it starts out at night, where he's just withering away, and it's supposed to have that depressing feel of he doesn't have any purpose. He's a sad robot in the corner of this abandoned building, and then he hears that scream and wakes up. And he's all excited, ready to attack. And it's full on action after that.
Splort.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who does your lettering?
So his name's Justin with Letter Squids. Gotcha. And I found him early on. He's done all the Fog Within, and he designs and formats the book, and he also does the logos and everything. So he's been great since the beginning.
It's always because I letter. It's always a question like, what sound does it make when you punch through a zombie head with metal?
Yeah, it was definitely weird. It's always weird trying to find sound effects. That's really the hardest part of the dialogue, side of things, is what makes sense, what's too much, especially with a robot running around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thunk, thunk, thunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I looked at, when I was doing the research for it, I watched, a couple movies that I've seen in the past, but were robot based. I bought a bunch of robot comics, because they're going to have all the sound effects, because they've done the research too. So I utilized a lot of that. And it just made it a lot more fun too with the sound effects. Because you're going to hear that if it was, live action. So why not add that in the comic? So.
And I've talked about this too. Like, one of the biggest challenges of a comic book is trying to get that element of sound, either how quiet it is, how eerie, or is that the plane?
No, that's my garage door. My wife is leaving.
That's a loud plane.
Yeah,
the plane is in your house.
Oh no.
I swear to God, last night there was one plane that I thought was crashing. It sounded like it was coming down out of the sky, and I looked out and I was like, "Are we dying now?" But it was just going past. I was, What the
Yeah, with
heck?
planes around here, I mean, the Air Force Base is like 10 minutes away, so I hear planes
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know?
Good morning, Dustin. We are talking about Recon and the Little One, which is robots versus zombies with the little girl thrown in the mix. So
Yeah.
that's, if you're coming in just now, that's what we're working on. Here is yes, this is the link. So if you want to go check it out, it's live on Kickstarter now. It's got plenty of time, but you can jump on some of the cooler things now. That's usually how it goes. You got to get in.
Yep.
Got to get in there to get the good stuff. You really do. So I love
Yeah.
this page too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was excited about that
You
in there.
took out the letters, didn't you?
So we haven't done the letters on that page yet. So I basically said online, because I've been in pre-launch since November. Basically,
yeah.
as soon as he had colors done of the first 5 pages, I've been pushing this book, and it's every day, all day, you know, trying to push it. And we got to 150 followers. And
That's
I said, once
amazing.
we get there, I'll show, you know, a more heartfelt page that's going to, you know, break your heart type thing. And that page, it was just too perfect. And it's a beautiful page, and it really showcases the fear. And really what happens right before this, it's not giving away too much, is, you know, they're running away from this horde of zombies, and a zombie steps on the bunny, and she's protected by Recon and safe in his arms, you know, kind of thing. But she runs off because this is the last thing she has of her family, and she has nothing else to her name. So this is her family. So she runs off. Whether she's going to die or not, she doesn't care. She has to have her bunny, and she's in the fetal position, basically waiting death. And she's basically saying, you know, I'm coming. I'll be back with my family soon. And Recon turns around at this point, and he's like, "Oh crap, I can't let this happen." And then some crazy pages happen right after this.
Crazy action. I can't wait to see. And I was like, I don't think you don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think you got it in you to kill off this little girl in this book.
I will say I will not be killing her off. I will say that now, because
thank you.
Yeah, it's too much. I know we said in the chat, you know, in our group, you were saying like, "Oh no, Sean's gonna kill her," and I was like, "I don't know," but no.
No,
I mean, it's my daughter. I can't.
Right.
Do that. That defeats the whole purpose of the book. You know, it's for her.
Right.
So,
Right. You're like, hey, last survivor, this little girl, look how cute she is, dead.
yeah.
That would be a me move.
I have killed characters in my books.
But
especially number 3, you know, I did kill somebody, but
right.
I can't do that. But it still adds a lot of drama to it, though. And that page, just how she must feel in that moment, is just, I can't even imagine, of course.
Terrifying. And for those of you, did I just say that's a Laurie move? Yep.
Exactly.
Like,
you're drinking the book right now.
I was like, I've killed horses, puppies, and kids. It's fine.
Yep.
As I drink my tears.
Yep. Exactly.
But for those of us with kids, this would be terrifying. This is a moment, right? Let's be honest. Yeah. All right. Let's go shopping. So, I mean, your prices are right around where I've seen everybody else's prices. There's been some creative pricing out there recently. I don't know what people are doing, but hey, this is right along line with you know, where I think this is worth. So digital issue, $5. This gets you in the door. You got 27 backers in there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Recon and the Little One, digital deluxe, plus a variant pencils and inks. Ooh, behind the scene commentary. That's
cool. So I was like talking about, you know, the process, or why I did a certain panel, or the inspiration behind it. I've done that a couple of times. So like on I think it's page 3, there's a zombie being thrown, and it's kind of like in the face of the reader. And I took that inspiration from Deadpool and Wolverine, and like the intro credits, how they have like the names on like Wolverine's bones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to put this in my book somehow.
Inspiration.
So stuff like that. Yeah. So I show the inspiration. I talk about that, and then I'll have like the original stuff, like how we went through the process of making the different people, the girl, the robot, the zombie look, stuff like that.
That's cool. Recon on the little one, cover A, $12.
Yep.
This is cool. It's just ships to anywhere in the world. You are brave, sir. You are brave in this day and age, shipping around the world. Whew.
Yeah, I have had a couple that are in England that's gotten number 2 and number 3, I think it was, and yeah, that was a hefty price tag. But I also factor that in too, so I might lose a couple dollars, but I'm trying to be close. I'm trying to make it easier for them, but also easier for me at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this isn't your first rodeo, so you know at this point what to expect. Hopefully, it's just hard when you end a campaign and by the time you fulfill, like, everything in the world has changed and shipping is 3 times. I mean, like, there's nothing you can anticipate in that aspect, but at least you have an idea. You know how to weigh things and be like, it's going to be approximately this.
Right. So. Pirate Ship. I don't know where I'd be without pirateship.com.
Me too, dude. Pirateship.com.
It's crazy.
Recon on the little one, cover B. So that's your zombie, your vine zombie with your flaming robot on the front. That would make it, by the way, I think this would make a really cool decal sticker like this guy right here.
Yep. I didn't do it this time, but I did think about it because that was kind of the idea when I had him do the cover like that was for a sticker. But I got other stickers. I did 3 other ones that I thought went well. So I didn't do it this time, but I might do that in the future though.
In the future.
Yep.
$15 covers B and C. Got lots of people in there.
Yep.
Digital creator bundle. This is cool. Fog Within 1 through 3 and Recon and Little One. So if you want to get caught up on Fog Within and pick up the new one, the digital that's cool.
Yeah, and that gets you ready for the 4th one will be the arc finale. So that'll get you ready for that in June.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
Also not nice killing off your characters. Ooh, a hollow foil. Which part will be the foil? Yellow?
Yeah, so the whole thing will be the foil in general, but the chrome part of it's going to be the logo.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I always have to ask because I haven't done one of those, so I'm not really sure how they work. I'm like, which part is the shiny part?
Right. You can like
all of it
to do certain parts, but yeah, I think I'm going to do all of it.
Dustin, this is payback because I called him out on a show yesterday.
Nice.
He's just doing it right back. That's good. That's fine. I can take it. Ooh, Savvy Retail Bundle for $30
with free shipping in the US.
You were just giving this away. Holy crap!
Well, I want some retailers. I want some LCSs to back it. So I have got a couple, which is nice.
There's
so
Brian.
I want it out there.
Wink. Given discount, backers of this tier must be prepared to verify retailer status if requested. Yeah, this is
kind of lenient too. I mean, it just depends. If someone reaches out and talks to me about it, then I'm willing to talk about it. It's just such a low price, you know.
Yeah,
not that they're gonna want to sell my stuff on eBay or anything like that, but you know, still want to talk to them about it if they're.
Yeah, I had someone accidentally do this in my last campaign.
No.
But they did like a retailer tier, and of course it was like issues 1 through 5, and I let them do it because what they did is they ended up getting every single variant that I had available still left, because like 1 through 5, I had variants of 2, 3, 4, 5 available, and then issue 1. So it's like I took the bundle, instead of doing 5 of something, I let them just pick out all variants. So
yeah, nice.
Keep them happy. But this time I don't. It's like you can't do it again. Like what would you want? More copies of variants of 2? I mean, like, so
yeah. And I have had people say, well, I want to do that because I want to give it away as like gifts too. So I mean, it just depends. If someone reaches out and talks about it, I'm all for it.
Right. And it's like it's just a case by case situation. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's intended for retailers to, they have to be able to add something on top of that. It's like if you sell it to them for $12, they gotta sell it for $24. No one's buying a $24 floppy.
Yeah. No.
It's just not happening. All 3 covers. So there's a physical copy of all 3 covers for Recon on the little one. Cover A, cover B, cover C. Ooh, and you get the digital deluxe. So you get the
Yep.
behind the scenes in that digital version PDF, which is, I think, is pretty cool.
Yeah, any of the higher
$35?
tiers, I've done the digital deluxe for all the higher tiers, so it just makes sense. You're spending more money, so.
Sean's just giving these away. Creator bundle physical $40, so $10 a issue, which is still a really good price. Again, it's issues 1 through 3, Fog Within, and issue 1, Recon, and the little one. A cover, so nice.
Yeah.
Metal cover. You're giving these away too. Jeez. $45 for a metal cover. I see those go for $100 easy.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would get my stuff for $100 though. That's the problem. It's beautiful, but the fact that I'm still newer. I mean, it's been 2 years, so I don't expect these higher prices. I know the ones that do sell it for $100, they are well established. I'm getting there, but I still want people to get it, and it's pretty for me to see too. And these metal covers are embossed, which is awesome. That's a new thing that they're doing. And I did ask a lot of questions before I put it on the Kickstarter to the vendor, just to make sure of what I'm getting myself into to make these layers. But they made it pretty simple. So
is it just the black that's embossed, or?
So the logo will be that, and then also I'm gonna make the robot Recon embossed. But you have to do different layers. So I've already made a layer for that cover specifically, and actually a layer for the C cover because I've already used it for other things. So it's already done. I just gotta put that layer on the PDF and everything when I send it in. So
interesting. I have never done that, so that's why I'm like, I might ask you 4,000 questions later about that. Embossed metal cover C and metal card. I love those metal cards. They can be double as a weapon.
Oh yeah, that's true. They are sharp. And I thought I didn't do regular cards for this one just because he's a robot, he's metal. I just figured it'd makes more sense to do everything metal. Like the bookmark is also metal instead of being a standard bookmark. So
oh my God. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that right there. Indie creator advertising tier. This is a great price too. I've done advertising in other books for like $100. So $50 gets you a spot in these books. And again, it's a great place for other people to find you. So this is great. You must provide the ad. Yeah, by 4 or 5. Reserve the right to decline any ad and refund your money minus fees. Please do not back if you cannot provide an ad, must be safe for work comics. So no boobs. Sorry.
Yep. Not in the book with my daughter in it, no.
Right. That's appropriate.
Yeah.
But it's a great idea. Is it a full page or half page?
It's half page. I show that's what I've done in the past for mine. So that's a full page there, but I just gave an idea of what it would look like.
That's cool.
So it'd be a half a page though.
And there's only one spot left. Obviously, like you can't leave this unlimited. It's limited space, guys, because it takes up a page. And we can't add pages to the comic.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could, but they have to go in 4s, and that costs us money. So you get one page.
Yep, exactly.
All in package. And I was looking at this when we were on Action Like Comics. I was like, all in package for $60. Again, you're just giving stuff. It's just like, just take my book.
I want more readers. I'm more worried about more readers than. I mean, of course, I want to make the money so I can keep on, continue this story and everything. But I also want more readers, the better. So.
And this has a 6-inch standee T-shirt,
which I have the standee here too. If you wanna show it.
Yeah, in biggin.
So it's pretty big.
That is big.
Like the size of my face almost.
Yeah.
I think it's a little over 6 inches, honestly. But it's both sides the same thing from the cover C. So,
put it back up.
Pretty. So that's my.
I got a 3-inch standee. He's giant. Nice. You know what I mean? Like usually it's a 1. This is Murder Face from my friend Vaughn Fox. So it's like that thing's giant compared to this is typical what you get. This is normal. That is not normal.
Right.
That is giant. That is.
It's always weird too because you have to do it in millimeters on that website.
Oh.
It gets real complicated real fast.
Like I don't think in
just
millimeters.
throw out some numbers there. Maybe that'll be right. I don't know.
Make up numbers, good, great, and it comes in. It's the size of your house, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake. How many did I order? 7,000. Great. I don't know where I'm putting these. So, oh yeah, let's go look. So here's there's a ton more stuff, guys. Epic retailer bundle. Oh, this is a good one. Drawn in as a zombie. At least you're specific. Can't be drawn in as a robot, guys. That's just weird.
Yeah, and it can't really be a human because there's no other humans out there.
There's no humans.
So
right.
You can put on a wanted poster. That won't work. Yeah, that's true. A wanted poster.
Oh man, I don't even know if you have wanted posters in your world, but
I have propaganda posters.
Yeah.
Which will be a stretch goal that are in the book that'll be made to print. So
that's cool.
Yeah, but drawing tier. Yeah. So the drawing tier, actually, I'm a zombie in the book too. I'm in my work attire. And my son likes to point out that since Recon is sort of my son, I'm punched by the robot. So he's like, I get to punch you in the book.
That's what he's excited about.
Yeah. He loves that page, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kids.
Yeah.
Your son has some really funny takes that end up in your books too, like the Fog Within 2. What's his character's name?
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah, he is obsessed with Gary. And he has his own little arc because my son has control of that character.
Right. So and he has like a shirt with Gary.
Yep. He's got it on all of his water bottles, like his Stanleys and stuff. When he goes to gym class, he tells everybody about Gary. My dad's a comic writer, and here's my character, Gary, all the time. Yep. Everybody knows about Gary. He's famous.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yep.
This could be you right here. This in this square, this face. Everybody.
Yep. That kind of thing.
Face.
Yeah. It won't be that page, but that was a complete page that I could show, like, showcase how the zombies look and everything.
Look at all this cool merch, man.
Yeah. Merch is the fun stuff. It gets a little pricey sometimes, but it's fun.
Yeah. And that's another like a thing where you have to balance where it's like, how do you keep the costs down so that way when you're raising money for the Kickstarter, you're not turning around and spending most of it on merch. You still have to make a comic book. Yep. So what's some of your tactics about that? Like, what are your thoughts about what merch you put in to your campaign?
I mean, it really depends on what kind of deals I can find when I'm building the campaign too. So I can't do like regular price on any of the stickers. I have to wait till there's a deal. Like I already have all 3 of those stickers in hand now nice. Because I found a crazy deal around Christmas or whatever, and I jumped on it at that point. So and I know I have plenty of the merch for that for what I've sold in the past and everything, and I'll have some more for the cons and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I haven't done the bookmark yet or the trading card because that'll be the same place I'll get the hollow foil and the metal covers. But I already know like the price point. It's nothing crazy. All these weird kind of merch things. So like the hollow foils and the metals, I'll make sure that it goes to where it's not you have to get 25 at a time. It's the vendors that can do print on demand. Got to be smart about that because otherwise I couldn't do all the specialty stuff. And then the standees, it's not that crazy to do. I've done that in the past for the Fog Within, so I knew I was getting in on that one.
Zombie, you guys in the chat this morning. And there should be some context with that. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. Yay. Because we can. This show is live on Meg TV. That's so cool. I love being live in 17,000 places. Or just like 8 places, but it's still pretty cool. Just to remind y'all are wild or what? What are they doing? Welcome to the chat. I mean, this is actually semi-tame compared to how wild it could be. I was on Monday Madness yesterday and we were trying to name some hot sauce that got pretty wild.
Oh man, I can imagine.
That was great. We could do that some more, but just not right now. All right. So t-shirts look good too. Ooh, coloring book. I haven't done that yet either.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris about that because I know she's done
Carissa.
But
I
I
have
thought
actually,
perfect.
I built all her coloring books. So
Nice.
I know how to do it. I just haven't done it for myself. But
Right.
this was great. I'm glad that you added this so you can get really up close and personal with this statue. Tell
Yeah.
people about this because this is awesome.
Yeah, and I've got it right here too, of
Oh,
course.
wait. And Biggin. Look at this. Zombie, since you're
It's
here. Look,
yeah,
Zombie. He loves
it's
action figures.
nice.
It's super
Yeah,
cool.
it's so pretty. So yeah, this is exactly the bot. It's exactly Recon. I had this at the con, and everybody was staring at it, and other creators were wanting to pick it up, and they
Don't
liked it too.
touch.
Yeah,
Put it aside.
it's got some weight to it. It's probably like I don't know, 2 or 3 pounds, maybe a little less, but it's got some weight. I want to say I know we talked about it the other day. I want to say it's clay, but it's not 3D model. It is definitely handmade. He said he'd make up to 5 or 6 of them. So I put 5 as the limit on the Kickstarter, and you get the book.
Yeah. You got to get one. Is that yours to keep, the one that you have?
Depends on how many I sell. Yes, I
Gotcha.
am debating because it costs a pretty penny too. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
know.
how I'm at the end of the campaign. But I would like to keep it. And actually, you can kind of see I've been putting it up with my statues behind me. I'll put it up there. You can kind of see in the background. It kind of fits. It looks like these professional type, statues that I've got back there. So
yeah,
it fits perfectly in my room. But yeah, it's crazy. I want to do something different because I only have this one book, this time around. And if they don't want to get the Fog Within, I had to figure out a way to get more eyes on it and hopefully, sell bigger. So this was my thing this time. Last time was a Lego, and this time is the statue. So
I feel you. That's always the challenge. And then you just never know if that's what people want or not. So,
yeah.
but it's
I
like,
will say, I will say I did sell one of them first day. One of my backers from the other campaigns, he did the become a zombie, and on the add-ons, I have the statue as add-on too, just in case you don't want that specific tier. And he backed both, which was awesome to see.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, there's people out there that are super fans and want to support and help, and they want all the cool merch. It's great.
Yeah.
So we love those people. Thank you very much for supporting indie.
Yeah.
Stretch goals. Let's go through these pretty quick. I think where are we at? Let's go look.
I'm at 89 backers, maybe 90.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, wow.
You're at 91 backers because we've been talking.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, okay. And you're at 22.59.
Nice.
So 25 backers. So you've been unlocking these. Yep. Okay. So we got to get funded. And then 3,500, we get the 5x7 exclusive print. That's cool.
Yep. So it won't be that particular print. I just put that as a placeholder, just to give an idea. But it's going to be one of the propaganda posters that's in the rest of the book. So there's 3 out there in the book, and I haven't decided which one it'll be, but it'll be pretty cool. So being digital, he can make something that's small on the page blow up really big and still print quality and everything. So that's an advantage to this campaign that I haven't had in the past, because my other book is traditionally drawn and everything. So I'm utilizing that aspect of it. And it was a lot of fun doing the posters too, the ideas for it.
Propaganda. That's some of my favorite stuff to do in my world too, is just to play around with some of the crazy extra things that go on in the background. So that's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're almost unlocking this next one. That's cool. You got 9 more backers. So I love these. I always talk about how this is a win-win-win. For us as creators, it's a way for us to reward not just physical but digital backers as well. And usually people are donating these. So again, with these stretch goals, it's like you have to be able to financially still afford to make the comic book after handing out more stuff, more merch, right? But all of these creators are getting their project in front of hopefully some more audience. And then the backers, it's like, okay, you can get the Fog Within, you can get Recon the little one, and then you can get up to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 additional comics And I rotate through mine. I'm sure you do as well. So it's always trying to change it up and get new things for readers, and it's cool. I love this.
Yeah, and I have more too. So if I ever get over 150 backers, which I would love to get to that point, then I have more that I can add to this as well. So
I was like, I
just
think
want
I
to
have
look
mine.
confident. I don't want to be like 250. I don't want to put that on there, because
why not?
I mean, I don't expect that yet. When we get further into the campaign, then I'll hopefully be able to add those. But not right
I was
now.
looking at Campaign. It was a first time creator, and he was like, he had a single stretch goal for $20,000, and I was like,
wow.
That's optimistic. It's like, and moving on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but you guys can go check out like the ins and outs of how this campaign will work. Here's the timeline, things, how they're shipping and the risks. And I mean, this isn't Sean's first rodeo. I've gotten all his other things that he's made. So this is a no-brainer. Once this is funded, you'll get your stuff. So highly recommend this to everybody. If you haven't backed it, remember, here is the link. Go check it out. There's 24 days left. Don't be Dustin and wait till the last minute. Sorry, Dustin, I had to do it. Just kidding. I love you. But there's an opportunity here to get on board with this #1, and that's awesome. By the way, I need to share this too. That's going to be today. To handmade instead of printed is really awesome.
Yeah.
A zombie made me a sad pancake, and I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to share it. So I need to do that. He made me a sad pancake. Nice. Anyway, so how are you feeling running campaign? Is it the same as the other ones? Is it any different than the other ones since you're not your first rodeo? Like, how you feeling?
Yeah, I would say it's a little less nerve-wracking. I mean, that first one, I waited. It was until like the last 5 minutes that I funded of my first campaign. So, and I was driving. I was actually driving to watch a football game while it was the last 5 minutes. So there's nothing I could do about it. So when I parked, I saw that it funded. I was like, oh, thank God. I'm like $2 over funding. So each one's gotten a little bit easier, I would say, for that kind of stress. I mean, they're still always stressful. I mean, I'm doing, the podcaster grind. I know you know about that because you've been doing probably more than me. Yeah. But it's also a lot of fun too, talking to all these different people. I mean, it's always fun talking to you, Laurie, of course.
Thank you. I have the best show. It's the best show. That's why I'm booked out to July. In fact, I think
that's why. Good.
I was just going to say, I think I have 1 week left in July, and then we're into August. I have people booking in September and October.
That's nuts.
So,
but you're the only one that I take off work for, so I'm here with a purpose. Yeah, doing all of that, and of course with the kids and work in general. I mean, it's always a lot, but it's totally worth it. And just having all these conversations with other creators or other people that have found the stuff online, saying how cool they think it is and how they want to know more. And I've had a lot more conversations this time around just because now I have done, this is my 4th thing.
Right.
So previous backers, new guys, I've actually talked to a lot of people on Reddit, which I'm surprised. I always put stuff on there, but I've had a lot of conversations on Reddit, and it's shown too on the Kickstarter that I've gotten 5 or 6 from Reddit. And I think some of them, they were followers for the pre-launch. So it's not showing that I got even more from that. And it's just cool to see more of the community.
Yeah.
More people like sharing it out. Because I've always shared everybody's stuff when I can all over the place. And I don't expect anything back. But it's cool to see like every day on Twitter, I'm putting something and I have like 9 or 10 people sharing it like every time.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see the community coming together and helping me. And I help them, of course, as well. So it's cool to see. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's what they say, rising tides lift all ships kind of thing.
Yep,
but
exactly.
It's so important to support indie. And it's like I'm on everybody's stinking show. It's like, it made sense for me to also have a show so I can pay it forward, because here I am, relying on their good graces and their audience, hopefully comes to back. And it's like, I would like to do the same and introduce my friends, my indie, cohorts to a new audience, and hopefully, find you some new readers as well, because you do good stuff. I've read your stuff. It's good.
Thank you.
So it makes a difference to just get out there and to to meet new people, and hopefully someone loves their stuff just as much as you do. I
Yeah.
have to do this though. I have to do this anytime Kickstarter people are. We just.
Hold on. I think I'm bleeding. Am I bleeding? Ah! Nose and lips. Okay. Ow. Can I? Ow. Wait! Ow! Please, Mr. Oh!
That is totally true. Those scammers, oh man. Sometimes you're not sure if they're a scammer, so you have to have like a conversation with them. And then like 5 conversations in, they're like, oh, and by the way, you're gonna do way more if you use me. I'm like, crap, they got me again. Like, I know they're probably scammers, but just in case they are a backer, I still talk to them.
I know. And I've fallen into that trap too. But I feel like this campaign, that Kickstarter has been better. Because I used to get Kickstarter messages like through the website that was like, hey, I'd like to this and that and the other. And it's like that 20 email burst, I didn't get it in the beginning.
Yeah, same here.
They're all finding my business accounts now. Like,
oh no.
So like in my email and on my Facebook business page. And then I hate it where they're like, I'm really interested in your project. And they start asking questions. And then you're like,
yeah.
I'm like, if you really want to support it, you would go back it, and if I send you the link and you're still like, tell me more. And I'm like, it's all there.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me more after that, and I think I got nasty with someone, I was like, this is false pretenses. You come on here and you're saying you're going to support, like you didn't do your research. And I was like, don't come in and start asking and wasting my time. I have very little time. And I was like, block. And then I immediately got like 3 more messages from scammers. And I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? Like I poked the bear.
Well, I've got one that I thought was funny. It was, he says his name is Zack Snyder and has his picture, the director. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not speaking right English. And, it's just like, oh, okay. The famous guy is contacting me about my thing. Oh my gosh, I have to have him back in.
Like, do they not get that? Like, it's because I've had someone, it was like Casey Green, the guy that did the it's like the dog in the room that's on fire, where it's like, this is fine. That person. And so like they send you that and they send you links to some of their other Kickstarters and you're like, oh, they made $1 million. And right. This person that makes $1 million on a Kickstarter is not contacting indie comic people and trying to help them. They're sleeping in.
Yeah. And half the time it's like board games. Like, I'm good with board games. Here's my money. Now you can do the same thing. I was like, oh, okay, sure.
And then they're like, did you call my guy? Did you call my guy? Did you call my guy? And I was like, if you were a genuine person, you wouldn't care how I get to my results. You would just say, I'm happy for your results, right? I don't care what you're, Sean, I just want you to be successful. I don't care what marketing device you use.
It's crazy.
Did you use my guy?
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I'll wait for, like, if they ask a question and I'm not sure if they're a scammer or not, I'll just let it sit for a minute or two, like, a day or so. Yeah. And then if they say hello ? In that time frame, it's like, okay, they're a scammer, because they're only asking again so quickly because they're about to get frustrated with you and they want you to spend their money or whatever.
Yeah. They're like, don't spend your money somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I already have hired someone. I'm not interested in you. The one that I ripped on, she was, I think she did Shopify, where she was like, let me see your website. And I was like, sure, send it to her. And then she was like, are you the owner of this website? And I was like,
Lord,
why are you asking that? I'm like, of course it is. She's like, where do you ship from? I'm like, why do you care?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I clicked on her profile. I'm like, oh, this is you. Okay. I was like, no, I already got a business website. I don't care what you want. Like, I will make sure to tag you, Zombie. Don't you worry. It needs to be today. I went to that Comic-Con and lost my mind. So he is an art visionary. Where I missed this. What was this in reference to, George? Ratio. Oh, come on now. That's your.
I guess
Ratlow. That's what we're going with. No, you got to call it Recon, the little one. Ratlow. Yeah. That's a terrible.
But it is a one shot. So I don't think we talked about this part of it. So this one is a one shot. It's a standalone. But I'm going to do 3 one-shots as long as everything goes well and, enough funding and everything. 3 one-shots in different parts of this universe. So like the war will be one of them that I sort of allude to, but don't really talk about in this issue. And then there'll be one in the future. It's like a couple of years from now. That'll be a one-shot. And then my plan is to do a 4th one that'll be a culmination of those 3 one-shots into a finale. So the 3 you could do on its own, and the 4th one will bring together all the elements from the first 3. That's the idea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thank you for this. We'll pay you $20 later, CL. So Fog Within is wrapping up.
So it's actually, as long as I can continue on, I always have to say that because the ending and everything. The 4th issue will be the art finale, but it won't be the finale of the story. So I do have 12 issues planned.
Oh, yay. Okay. Because I was like, are you done? Because then at least you have a plan with this one. But then you have to have other scripts, Sean, right?
Yeah. So I'm doing the anthologies right now for this year and the 4th one of the Fog, and then the trade this year. And then next year, I kind of plan on doing like 2 a year of the Fog Within, and then 1 of Recon. I would like to continue that on for the next couple of years. That's as long as I can continue like that. That's the way I want to do it.
But that's not all you're doing too. You're doing anthologies because I see you doing them. So whose anthologies have you been working on, and where is there more coming?
So there's a 3rd one that we haven't talked scripts yet, but he said that he wants me to be in it, which I'm all for. So I won't name that one, but I'm in Travis Gibb, which you're in his too. I think was yours in Fairy Tales number 2?
In the 2nd one, yeah.
So I'm in the 3rd one. He's still finalizing the script with that one, and then we'll go to art this year, a month or so from now. And then Charlie McElvey, he's doing a book called Vagabond, the Nowhere Man. And I already have colors for some of the pages on that one. And he's actually saw him on Saturday. We were talking about it, and he's stoked for it. And I'm loving the story. It's totally different than anything I've done so far.
Cool.
So that'll come out later the year too, I think. So
what genre? I mean, like Cthulhu Invades Fairyland is Lovecraftian retelling of like fairy tales for people that don't know what that one is that Travis Gibb runs. So I mean, like Fog Within is like dystopian future sci-fi. This one, I guess, could be horror, apocalypse. So Lovecraftian horror wasn't too far outside your wheelhouse. What's the other one?
Vagabond is about an immortal that has been around for a very long time. So each person that does a short story is going to have their own part of the world. So mine's going to be during King Arthur type medieval times. So it's a medieval story. And the idea is that Excalibur wasn't a sword, that over time the myth turned into a sword, and that's what everybody knows. But it was actually a Vagabond, the character, and he's super strong. He's kind of like a Superman type character, but immortal. And
is he in a rock? Did you have to
pull
him out of a rock?
He cuts through people like hot steel, which is I can't remember the exact description of what Excalibur is, but it's close to that. It's like hot steel cutting through things. And so he is that hot steel, and King Arthur needs him to get through this certain battle to wage against the villains, and he dubs him as Excalibur. So he is actually the myth, but that was too ridiculous for the stories to go on, through time. How would a person be cutting through people? It's because he's immortal and he's super strong. It's different. It's a lot of fun.
Was it a challenge to kind of do an entirely new genre, or what do you?
I'd say before I did Recon, it was a challenge. But now that I've spread my wings, I guess, I'm all for everything now. Like I said before that conversation with that creator, I didn't have anything else in mind. I wasn't trying to think of anything else. I was just focused on the one story. And now I'm just all over the place, and it's a lot of fun showcasing what else I can do to myself and to show others. So, yeah.
I'm enjoying that process too. I'm fairly new to the anthology scene as well, and I was
Yeah.
kind of intimidated at first, not knowing what I was getting myself into.
Right.
But I like the aspect where, like you said, you get to spread your wings and try something new. But I don't get slogged down with all the art production and the formatting, the printing, the shit. I'm
Right.
great. Like I would love to write a story for Travis Gibbs and just here you go, man. It's like pay me
Yeah.
on the back end. I'm great with that, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
having fun with that too. The craziest one that I've done so far was Gemini Force for Terry Parr, where it's 2 cloned 80s rockers in space.
Oh, nice.
And I mean,
Awesome.
like Path is long, right? Because it's a 12-issue arc, and then I got 3 arcs of that, so it's just I'm gonna be 97 years old and going to Comic Cons, Sean.
Nice.
Um, right? But Gemini Force, he was like 10 pages and out, and I was like, "I don't know if I can do that."
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's a totally different beast too. Yeah, because
yeah.
doing something quick, how do you get the beginning and end when you're used to doing 12 issue type setting? Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm like telling the long story and building up all this foreshadowing, but this one was way different. It was just like it's like Saturday morning cartoon hijinks almost. But it's
Mhm.
like it's an adult theme because they don't I mean, they're rock and roll, but they don't wear a lot of clothes. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing I mean, like they're not having schmecks in the book, but they're also wearing bikinis and screaming. So I mean, that's what it is. But still a lot of fun to write. And
Yeah.
Terry let me do what I wanted, and he would guide at times like, "Can we put in like this theme? I think would be really fun." And I was trying to figure out how to work it in, but
Yeah.
like 2 short stories in 1 issue was way outside of my wheelhouse. So it was good to challenge myself that way too, not just in content, but in
Yeah.
the length of the story. So I think I'm getting better at that. I mean, one shots, I mean, you're doing one shots, but that's different than Fog Within. Um, do you have a method that you switch between long form and short form? Like, how do you tackle that?
No, not really. I mean, so far I've been doing a lot of winging it. I mean, I'm definitely like doing like different classes, like writing classes and stuff like that, and watching YouTube videos of suggestions for these kind of different settings and doing research, of course. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the way I normally start. I guess I could say that I do have a method is I always know the beginning, the middle, and the end. And then as I'm writing it, I'm figuring out what else
Yeah.
makes sense for the flow of the story. And it's a lot of fun that way too, I think. Always have the end in sight before I start. I know some people have to find it as they write, but I have to know what's gonna happen at the end to get to that point. So
We call those people pantsers because they're right by the seat of their pants. I'm more like you. I'm a plotter. I need to know like where
yeah,
my character starts, where they end, so I can develop them to get to that. Because I mean, like
yeah,
they're just got to be character development. You start them out with all their powers, Superman, and it gets boring.
yeah, exactly.
No, okay, that's how I feel. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
right? Oh goodness, what else? What else is going on? There was something else we were going to talk about. Did we touch on everything?
Um, I think that was everything.
Acres of movies. I'm not sure what's going on in the chat, sir, ma'am, whoever you are, but I don't have no depiction of Brainiac. Don't got it. Can you make a horror comic about a movie projection miss that takes revenge on a digital? I think you should write that. That sounds
Sounds
great.
exactly, yeah.
What if you picked an ending that doesn't work for your story? Ah,
I mean, it has changed, like with the Fog Within, and not so much with Recon, but the ending has changed over time because I had like an outline for how I was going to do all 12 issues, and then as I'm doing the full script of these issues I'm doing now, then it makes more sense to change slightly what's going on in the second arc or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to change if it makes sense. I'm not going to force an ending that doesn't make sense when you get to that point. So
so you're
yeah,
willing to change the story on how your character is developed? Do you ever lose control of a character? They do something and you're like, what the heck?
I mean, yeah, like in the third issue, I won't say what happened, but there's a headache involved and then a splash page that happened. I wasn't expecting that at first when I was writing it. I don't know if you remember that part, but yeah, so that changed since the first issue. I didn't plan that originally, but I thought it fit and it moved the story along the way where I wanted it to go for the arc finale coming up. So
I actually did get to a scene where I was writing and I was just like, what did my character just do? And I got stuck there.
Oh no.
Because I was like,
you know,
I don't know if I want to continue down this way or not. Because it changes like the whole perception of that character.
Yeah.
Changes because of the things that they did. And I was like, well, I don't know if the readers are ready for that. Yeah, I killed off another major character. No, I'm just kidding. But it is one of those moments where you're just like, this could change everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, in this scene I'm talking about for number 3, I was worried actually when I was talking to Scott Snyder about this particular issue. I was like, is this a bad idea? Should I not do this?
Yeah.
He's like, no, it takes you by surprise. It's great. I mean, so you need to keep on going with that. So I did. So.
Is this a Walking Dead reference? I think it is. When like Rick loses a hand and then it's like, oh, we got like another 45 issues with no hand to figure out.
Yeah, I think Robert Kirkman did say that was a bad decision at that point because it was so early on in the book.
Yeah.
He's like, oh crap, there's so many things I can't do.
And that's why they were like, we're not doing this in the live action. Can you imagine having to green screen a hand for 75? I mean, they did that with one of the characters and they just put like a metal glove on him, right? Wasn't it?
Yep.
Forget the character's name. It wasn't Jesus. It was the other guy that had a metal hand for a while. And I was just like, this looks terrible.
It was I can't remember the character's name, but the actor, he has a French name because always,
he does like impressions and he filled in for the Red Skull on, I think it was Endgame. They just put a Red Skull mask on him and he did Hugo Weaving's voice. And we were like, wow.
Yep.
Ross Marquand.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep, exactly.
The brain did it. The brain. But yeah, that's that guy. He had that metal arm for a while. And I was just like,
yeah.
Can't look at it. Oh, there was something I wanted to show. I wanted to ask you guys. What am I doing? Share screen. So let me do. Bear with me here. I'm having a moment. Okay, so Gilbert has made an insane amount of art for Path of the Pale Rider because he loves Path of the Pale Rider. And we were naming hot sauces yesterday, but he did these 3 stickers of popsicles, of Path of the Pale Rider popsicles. That's awesome. Yeah, and Sean, I know we were talking about my obsession with these scratch and sniff stickers. So I was like, I would love to scentify these, but what scent should we do?
Man. I mean, that one I could see it as a chocolate smell.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
There could be chocolate. There could be, I mean, like ice cream is like chocolate, vanilla, right? And I mean, like this one.
The one that would make sense to be orangesicle.
Orangesicle. I think this one, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty popular flavor, those push-up pops.
Right.
And then, of course, we had to have a Big James one. Jude is leather. Dwayne is rum. James is outdoors. I mean, yeah, but they're popsicles, Chris. Shouldn't they smell like ice cream flavors? Metal scented?
Yeah.
This smells like blood. It smells like copper. But yeah, I thought these were so cool, and I've been sitting on them, and it's just like Gilbert makes so much cool stuff that I don't know what to do with it at this point. I'm pretty good about thinking about merch. And so I was just like, let's brainstorm some flavors. This one I think would be strawberry. Berry.
Nice.
It's funny.
Yeah, the scratch and sniff thing, that's pretty awesome. I haven't seen that before your campaign. That's a cool idea.
I found it. And I've been sitting on it because ooh, okay. Wait, dang it. Judas Rocky Road. Yeah, the disc is mint chocolate and James is berry. That I like that.
Yeah.
They have all those. Pistachio for no good reason. That's funny. What's the dang it for? James is berry. Goes all because I beat you to it because it's berry. Yeah. So yeah, I thought I don't know. I'd like to get these out into the world. I just haven't figured out what to do. You know, I'm also notorious for doing. Do you ever do this? We ever do a secret? I do weird extra questions on the survey.
Right.
And depending on how people answer, they get things like this. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I may not centify them. I might just do stickers. If depends again, like you, it depends on how far we get in the campaign. Because I would love to do scratch and sniff, but they are a little more expensive. But that would be fun to like bonus survey question. You answer the question and you get one of these. So based on your question, I did that once where it was like Beats Bears Battlestar Galactica. And you had to choose it. It wasn't optional. And I made everybody origami things. So I got like origami bears and origami beats and origami robots because Battlestar Galactica. So
nice.
Funny.
I will say when I've gotten your stuff before, you have a lot of stuff in that bag, and it's awesome.
We break a lot of stretch goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad pancake can be pistachio. That's genius. I already have some sad pancake merch. Someone, Von Fox, made me sad pancake stickers. They're not scented, but they're really cool stickers. So
yeah, nice.
Do you ever do random extra merch?
I haven't yet, but you have like the secret thing too every time, and
I do.
I don't feel like I have like the following for someone be interested in the secret thing. But yours is awesome in the past. I mean, I'm getting there, I think, but I don't know. I haven't done that yet. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not that daring, I guess.
You're not as crazy as I am. Just say it out loud. It's fine.
Hey, it's worked out for you, so I mean, that's all that matters. You bring in the people.
Stretch goals? Where are they? Where's your stretches? Oh, that's right. We went through them.
Right there.
There they are.
Yep.
So how many other podcasts are you going on besides mine? The only one that's important, this one.
Right. The only one that I'm taking off work for. 15, I think, is what I have left. So 15 in like 20 or 25 days, something like that. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that when you're doing podcasts that more people ask you to podcast too?
I had a couple people reach out this time. That was the first time that's happened. But most of the time I'm just like scouring what everybody's doing. Like when you put out your list of who you were seeing, I was like, ooh, who have I not seen of yours list? And then contact them. Because I mean, there's so many out there that it's hard to know everybody.
Right.
So I've done the cheat where Corissa said just use who I've seen, and I've gone on like her name and just Googled it and tried to go through her list too.
That's what I always recommend for people because she's done them all, right? Yeah. And people are like, "Hey, Laurie, can you send me your list?" And I'm like, I don't have time to put together a list for everybody. But it's like just go to YouTube and Google, like type in the search Corissa Grant or Worthy Chaos, and they will all pop up. Trust me. So it's just, and that list came about because someone asked me, Lou Pons, who's usually she's on this show in the beginning. This show is so long that we get people at the beginning, we get people in the middle, we get people at the end that, that's when they watch the show. But Lou was like, what other podcasts are you going to be on? So, cause I want to come and be in the chat and help support. So I put the list and everybody was just like, good God, Laurie. Yup. This is typical.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. I was like, if there was ever a chance to go get Laurie's list, that was it. But again, that's not all of them. Those are the ones I'm doing this round. I try to switch them out because again, you see me every 6 months on a show, you're like, oh, it's this girl again. We don't care.
That is the same audience. So you need a new audience to build up. So I've got some of my normals that I'll see. There's like 4 or 5 of them or so I've seen. And I've definitely tried to reach out to more. And the more that I reach out, the ones that said no the last time, now they've seen I've done plenty of other podcasts.
Yeah.
So they're willing to have me on as well. So yeah,
they don't
it's all a
usually
process.
say no to me. Well, I think I have a couple advantages. One being that I'm a lady, so people are like, a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come on.
It's a rare breed.
Yeah, who's this? She wants to come on and talk nerd stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, tell everybody where they can find you. Obviously, you guys, if you are interested in what Sean does, head to the Kickstarter. All his books are there. And I always say this because it's super important that if you're interested in supporting indie, that the most important time for us is when our campaigns are live. These are the things that we do to ensure that we can continue making excellent product, paying our artists a fair wage, not using stupid AI, printing on good quality. All those things cost money, and we want to make sure that we can continue to do these and not get divorced because our spouse is like, you cost us too much money. So this is where you should go. But you can follow along socials, because when Sean is not live, how do you know when he's going to be live next? So take it away.
Yeah. So Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Reddit, TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram, all of those places. They're all pretty much Sean Wood _writer. And I'm definitely willing to talk. So if you message me, as long as you're not a scammer, then I will gladly talk about my comics and gladly discuss my process, because I just love talking about all this.
Me too, man. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love getting people like yourself that are so passionate about their project. It's such an interesting, like, I could ask you probably 5,000 more questions about your story if you actually answered them.
Right. No, sorry.
But that's okay. Keep your secrets. I understand. It's important. So, Fish Lee, you showed up in the last 10 minutes of this show, dude. But we love you anyway. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's it, my friends. Next week is Grant Lankard. He is also live. He is doing Beowulf. I think he's on issue 3. And so I'm teasing you. You're always welcome on the show. Fish is another one I'd love to have on the show at some point. Make sure you, I sent you that link. No, you're booked for future, much more future. Much more future is now our thing. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave you with some deep thoughts, and then we will take off. Kiss your babies. Be excellent to each other. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink.
Does Big James avoid eating clowns because they taste funny?
This has been Deep Thoughts by Dwayne Fink.
Hey, Jude, wait up!
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every move Madness Comics sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave.